Buongiorno! Today I'm gonna be doing my Yallwest book haul. So this is extremely late, but honestly, like, there's so many books to haul here. Let's just get started. First, I want to start off all the books I got signed during preview night. So I got Wind Witch, Something Strange and Deadly, and Sight Witch signed, all by Susan Dennard. I was so happy I got to meet Susan again. I love her. She's so sweet. And I even made a really good friend while waiting in line for the Susan line. So it was a really great time. I also played trivia with Roya, Sandra from the Bookish Crypt, and a bunch of other booktubers. We all played trivia for like 2 rounds and we won one of the rounds. The prizes for winning a round was like you got like a random book. I just grabbed If I Stay. They didn't really have that great of a selection. Else got Chrysalis by Brendan Reich, but I don't really care about that series, and it's also the second book, so I saw If I Stay and I figured, hey, I really liked this one. I read it and I really liked the movie, so might as well grab this one that I'm kind of interested in instead of the other like random sequel book that I don't even care about. This is my Fierce Friday Yallwest preview night haul. I say this is a pretty great haul. Had such a great time during preview night, so I'm so happy I went. Before I get into the books I got during the actual day of Yallwest, I want to go over some books that I actually traded with some of my friends. These are arcs that were at Yallwest, I just didn't get them myself. So first we have War Girls by Tochi Yamabuchi. I didn't even know about this book at all until Roya started talking about how she really wanted to read this book and that it was her most anticipated arc to get at Yallwest. It's basically like a sci-fi world about these 2 girls who are sisters, and they get separated on 2 different sides of the war, and basically they have to find their way back to each other, and it takes place in like a heavy sci-fi / fantasy world. It's been compared to like Black Panther, and I don't know, it sounds pretty awesome. And this doesn't come out till October 2019. It doesn't say the date exactly. I'm really excited about this one. Another book I traded was Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. Oh my gosh, this is one of my most anticipated releases for 2020. This doesn't come out till January 2020, and I didn't even know that they had this book at Yallwest. And then when I found out that my friend got a copy of this, I was so sad because I didn't even know they had copies of this at Yallwest, and then I missed out. This is a Count of Monte Cristo retelling, and it also has a few elements of A Little Mermaid. So basically, it's a very dark fairy tale retelling written by Tara Sim, and I haven't read anything by Tara Sim, but I'm dying to read her books. I've heard nothing but great things about her writing and her books, and this book just sounds absolutely incredible. I'm so freaking excited about this. Another book that I actually traded this the day of Yallwest with Roya. Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Nugent. So this is one of the arcs from the Swoon Reads drop that she went to and she wasn't super interested in, and because I had an extra copy of The Love and Lives of Ruskana Ali, we traded and I got this one. A couple days before Yallwest, I was on Goodreads and I was looking up all the upcoming releases that were coming out this year and next year to try to get a feel for what books might be at Yallwest and which books I might want to pick up. And this was one of the books that I found on Goodreads, and it just sounds amazing. It's a contemporary romance. It takes place over the summer, and it's a fake dating romance, which is my favorite romantic trope. So honestly, that's all I need to know. Fake dating. I'm trash for fake dating, and I cannot wait to read this. I heard that it has like a lot of K-pop references and a bunch of other like Asian references, and that if you love To All the Boys I Loved Before, you will love this book. And I love the To All the Boys I Loved Before series so much. It's one of my all-time favorite contemporary series, and I love the movie too, so I am beyond excited to read this. It is already out. Regardless, it looks super cute. I am trash for fake dating, and I cannot wait to read this. The last book that I traded with friends was With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I was planning to get this arc at Yallwest, but during the same time that this arc drop was happening, there was another book that I wanted more, so I had to give up on getting this book and go to that arc. So I was so happy when my friend told me that she got an arc of With the Fire on High and she didn't care about it, and I was like, yes, please, can I have it? So she gave it to me, and I've already read With the Fire on High, and I loved it so much. This is like my new favorite Elizabeth Acevedo book. Her writing is flawless. This book has my heart, and I love love it so much, and I'm so happy that I own a copy of it. This also is out. It's been out for a few weeks. Amani, who is an aspiring chef, and she is so passionate about cooking and food, and she's also a teen mom, and she's juggling her senior year of high school. She decides to take a culinary arts elective on her senior year, and there's also a trip to Spain in this book, which was really fun. It made me really want to go to Spain. I loved this book so much, and I urge you all to read it. Listen to the audiobook because Elizabeth Acevedo narrates the audiobook, and she's amazing. All of the audiobooks she narrates are just stellar. So either way, read this book. Alright, now let's get started to the actual books I got at Yallwest without trade. First, I have A Match Made in Mehendi. I think that's how you say it. When they first announced the novel arc drops, I looked up this book, what it was about, because the cover is so cute, and I wanted to know what it was about. And so basically, it's about this girl who creates like a dating app, basically, and she pretty much becomes like a matchmaker. It honestly just sounds so cute. This book comes out September 10th, so I'm glad that I got this book really early, and I'm definitely gonna be reading it this summer because it sounds like the perfect summer read. Owl Crate had a booth like always, and you could spin and you could win one of their things, and I spun and I won a copy of Pride by Evie Savoy, and I'm so happy that I won a copy of Pride. I've already read Pride and I adored it so much. It's one of my all-time favorite books, and Evie Savoy is one of my all-time favorite authors, so I'm really happy that I won a copy of Pride. This is the Owl Crate exclusive edition, so it's pink, which is okay. I mean, I kind of prefer the original blue. Blue is my favorite color. It's okay. The pink copies are really cool, and I'm really happy I have a copy of this. This is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Also, the audiobook is narrated by Elizabeth Acevedo, so if you don't want to read the physical book, highly recommend you check out the audiobook because it's amazing. When I was looking at all of the publishing companies that were coming to Yallwest, I noticed that there was this like random company that I had never heard about before, and they're an independent publishing company, and they basically publish romance. So they were giving out arcs, and I managed to get one. It's called The Lady in the Coppergate Tower by Nancy Campbell Allen. I've never heard about this book before, never heard of the publishing company before, but honestly this sounds really cool. It's a steampunk Rapunzel retelling. It doesn't come out till August. I'm really interested to read this. I love steampunk and I love retellings. I've never read anything like this before. Really excited to try this book out and see what I feel about it. Next, at the I Read YA breakfast, they gave out 6 books, which was amazing. 3 of them were finished copies and 3 of them was arcs. One of the books from the I Read YA breakfast was I Love You So Mochi by Sarah Coupe. And Sarah Coupe actually came to Mysterious Galaxy, and she did a signing with Maureen Gu and Cindy Pond. So I actually got to get this arc signed and meet Sarah Coupe. And I am so excited to read this. This is already out. It came out in, I believe, the first week of May. It takes place in Japan, and it's the way Sarah Coupe described it. I love the way she described it. She said, this is basically just people being cute in Japan. That's the whole book. It's just people being cute in Japan and eating Japanese food. That's what this book is. And honestly, like, I'm sold. I also read a chapter of it during the signing, and the chapter that she read out loud is a part where the main character, romantic interest, they go to like the Japanese McDonald's, and she finds out that like the Japanese McDonald's in Japan has like a bunch of different things that the American McDonald's doesn't have, and it was just such a cute and awesome scene, and it just made me really want to read the books. The cherry blossoms and the illustrated people, I love it. I cannot wait to read this. I'm so happy I got it signed. Then the Arc of the Hour, which took so long to get. Frankly in Love by David Yoon. They gave out free Korean tacos, which were really good. They had like a photo booth, like a red carpet. Basically, they went all out for this arc drop, and it was awesome. I stood in line for over an hour, and then you also had to post a picture of the food truck on your social media to get the arc. So it was quite a bit of a hassle to get this arc, but I'm so happy I got it. It's basically about this Korean teenager who is dating a white girl, and he knows his parents will not approve of it, so he decides to start fake dating one of his Korean friends. And then I'm not sure if it turns into like a fake dating, turns into real dating. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but either way, it sounds really awesome. I love contemporary romances. David Yoon is Nicola Yoon's husband, in case you didn't know, which I just think is really awesome. I love Nicola Yoon's writing, and I'm really excited to see how David Yoon, her husband, writes. Are they gonna be like the next Tahara Mafi and Ransom Riggs? I don't know, but I'm really excited to read this. Next, another book that I got at the I Read YA breakfast, The Candle in the Flame. This one's already out as well. I'm really excited to read this, and this was the main book that I wanted to get at their I Read YA breakfast, so I'm so happy I have a copy of it. First of all, this cover is absolutely gorgeous. I believe this is an Arabian-inspired fantasy, and it takes place on the Silk Road. Honestly, that sounds amazing, and I've heard nothing but good things about this from early release people who got ARCs. I'm really happy that I got a copy of this, and I cannot wait to read this. I probably won't read this until like fall because it is high fantasy, and I'm not really in the mood for high fantasy right now. I just want to read all the contemporaries, but either way, I'm really excited that I got a copy of this. Next, I got Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly, also at the I Read YA breakfast, and they also gave us rainbow donuts at I Read YA breakfast. Basically, it was a great thing going to the I Read YA breakfast. It was amazing, and I'm so happy I went. So I never even heard about this book before they announced that it was gonna be given away at the I Read YA breakfast, and it sounds pretty awesome. It's basically Cinderella retelling, but it's told through the Cinderella stepsister's point of view. So instead of Cinderella's point of view, we actually see her stepsister's point of view, which I think is a really interesting twist to the Cinderella retelling. So I'm really excited to see what I think about this book. The next arc I got was Not Your Backup by C.V. Lee. I didn't even know they were giving these out at Yallwest. I was so freaking excited when I saw somebody holding this copy, and I was like, oh my god, where did you get that? And they're like, oh yeah, at the duet booth, they're just, the author's there and she's signing the arcs and they're just giving it away, but there's like nobody there. Like, I guess they're not advertising it or whatever. And I was like, what? I literally just ran to the duet booth and I was like, do you still have arcs of Not Your Backup? And they did, and C.V. Lee was there, so she signed my arc, so it was great. I have all of the books in the series, Not Your Sidekick, Not Your Villain, and I'm so happy that I got this arc because I was planning on pre-ordering the book, but I wasn't sure if I should pre-order it, and I'm so excited. I really need to read this series already. Like, I have all the books in the series and I still haven't read them, and I'm really pissed at myself. The first book, Not Your Sidekick, is about a bisexual Vietnamese Chinese girl, and the second book is about a genderqueer trans black teen, and this one is about an aro ace Latina teen, and basically this whole series is just like a superhero type series. Hopefully now I'll finally get around to it, and this arc is so pretty and colorful, just like all of the books in the series. I cannot wait to read this. Next, I got an arc that I wasn't planning to get, but I walked by the novel booth and they were giving them away, and I was like, why not? The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. This book sounds really interesting. It's like a horror book and it has like risen corpses. This definitely is not the type of book I usually read, but it sounded really interesting. It comes out September, so I do have this a little bit in advance. During, I believe it was 1 o'clock, Penguin had this amazing arc drop of Fireborn and A River of Royal Blood, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna get Fireborn, but I really wanted A River of Royal Blood, so I managed to get both, and I'm really happy about that. Fireborn is basically like an epic fantasy with dragons, and that's why it has a dragon on the cover. And I'm not a huge fan of dragons, but like it takes place like after like this huge revolution happens, and I guess these like two siblings get separated or like get powers. I'm not sure, but it sounds really cool, and it doesn't come out until October? It doesn't come out till October, so I'm really excited about this, and the cover's really cool. And then A River of Royal Blood, which is the one I wanted the most, Amanda Joy. This is a North African inspired fantasy, and it's about these two royal sisters who are extremely powerful, and they basically have to battle each other to the death for the throne. Something like that. Honestly, it sounds amazing, and this cover is absolutely stunning, so I am so excited to read this. This one also doesn't come out until October, so I'm probably going to be reading these in September because, again, not in the mood for fantasy right now, but definitely really excited to read these. Next, another book that I was not planning to get, but Novel was giving them out when I was there, so I was like, why not? When We Were Lost by Kevin Wignall. This book is, I believe, out already. Yes, it came out June 4th, and it's basically like about these teens who get like stranded on an island or whatever. It's not the type of storyline that I like to read. I don't know, maybe I'll read it. And the last 3 books are the other finished copies that I got at the I Read YA breakfast. First, I got The Music of What Happens by Bill Cronenberg. This book is so pretty. I love it. This is how it looks underneath the dust jacket. I love it. I hadn't really heard much about this book, but it's basically like a gay romance summer book. That's all I need to know. This sounds pretty awesome, and the cover's really cute. And it has two boys holding hands on the cover. Next, I got The Love and Lies of Ruskana Ali by Sabina Khan. I already read and loved this book, so I'm really happy that I own a copy of it because it's so pretty. On the back, it has her in traditional wear, and then when you take the dust jacket off, it has this beautiful yellow flower on it, and I love the spine, and then also it's so pretty. It's such a pretty book, and I loved this book so much. So I'm really happy that I have a copy of it. The last book I got is Tell Me Everything by Sarah Eddy. Another book that is absolutely beautiful. Look how colorful this is. This is about an artist, so it makes sense why it's super colorful, and it looks like it has like a bunch of paint splotches on it. I'm not sure what this book is about, but it's really pretty, and I know it's about like an artist. And also Sarah Eddy, she has been working in the publishing industry for years, and this is her published novel, and I've seen her moderate a few panels, and I've seen her around like at Festival of Books and like other book events, so I'm really excited that she finally released her own book, and I heard some really early like amazing buzz about it. This sounds pretty cool. Those are all the books I got at Yallwest. Quite a lot. I'm so happy with all of the books I got at Yallwest. I did miss out on a few arcs, but that happens. You can't get all of the arcs you want at Yallwest, and you can't do all of the things you want to do at Yallwest because there's just so many things going on, but I'm just happy with all the books I got. I had such a great time at Yallwest this year, and I cannot wait for next year. I'm so happy that I finally met Roya. That was probably like the highlight of my Yallwest, finally meeting her after being friends with her for over 2 years and watching her channel. So I'm so happy we finally got to meet. I met so many amazing people just standing in line for arcs. Like, everybody at Yallwest is a book nerd and loves books. It's awesome to just be around that environment. Anybody who you talk to at Yallwest is guaranteed to be a book nerd. If you just say hi to them, you can just make a new friend. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoy. Comment down below all of the books you got at Yallwest, how your Yallwest was. My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstore, my Goodreads. Arrivederci!